Well, hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today with us for the Captivate Your Clients show. My name is Marusha Murphy, and I am your hostess today, and I am so thrilled that you are here with us. Today I have here with me from healthiermarriages.com, Linda Chalmers, who is the creator of that site, and who has been a student of mine over the last year, really looking at ways in which she can begin to engage and captivate her audience in some unique ways. And I'm thrilled that she's going to have an opportunity today to share with you how that is working for her, and how you can actually experience what she's been doing. It is pretty darn amazing and fantastic, and I have to say hi to her. Hi, Linda.
And a hi back.
It's really, like I said, it's really great to have you here because you were actually part of this beta group that we did a class this summer around this idea of multiple access points, right? Now I'm going to get into that with our audience in just a second about what it means to have multiple access points when you are creating a product, so that you can reach more people, engage them in such a way that they're connected to the material in a way that works for them. And it's something that I decided last spring when we first met at Wealthy Thought Leader, Andrea J. Lee's event that happened last April.
Yes.
To try and test out, and I had been testing it out on my, but then to bring it to you and the other students that were part of this beta group, and we had so much fun, didn't we? Right?
We sure did.
Really learning about what it means to have multiple access points to reach your audience. And so for those of you here who are in the audience today and want to understand what I'm talking about, multiple access points, or access styles as I call them, are basically ways in which you can begin to reach your audience in a way that they learn best. So for some people, right, they love to learn on the fly, on the go, in and out. They just want short little snippets. So as you know, if you've been online for any amount of time, you've heard people talk about, okay, creating, how do you create, when you write a blog post, for example, or you have a radio show, or if you have like a show like this, like a video show, right? Some people are saying just keep it short to the point, keep it under 300 or 500 words, say for an article or something like that, because people have short attention spans. And
Yes.
so, in thinking about that, we also want, and I think those are really good points, and that's actually, if we pull back the curtain here a little bit, it's one of the reasons we like to keep this video show, and this podcast to 15 to 20 minutes, because we know you're busy. You as a business owner have a lot of other things on your mind. You don't really have time to lounge around and watch a hour-long program, for yourself. You're just trying to understand what is the best practice and how can I integrate. And so that's why we have done the same thing and kept it short and to the point. So when you think about multiple access points, you want to also think about not just the time frame of things, but also about how you get the message out there. Because people have various learning styles. You have folks, right now, many of you are probably visual learners, so you need to see things to experience. You like watching video because it allows you to see, to really grasp the material in a different way than if you were just going to be listening to it. Others of you right now are listening to the MP3 version of this, the podcast version of this, and are loving that because you may be in the car, you may be jogging, and you're learning and embracing this information while you're doing something else. And that's how you learn, is through listening and maybe taking notes if you have an opportunity to do that. Another style of you, another group of you, are experiential learners. So you have to experience this. So today, as Linda and I talk about how she's created multiple access points and using these different styles in her product creation, she will, I'm sure, I hope, will bring into account how to do some of these things. She spent a lot of time in the class over this last summer experiencing it, trying it out, actually putting it to, into her own beta group. And that's why I love beta groups, because it gives you that opportunity to explore, especially if you're someone that needs that hands-on learning to know if something is going to work for you. So I just wanted to kind of frame that, because our conversation today is going to be talking about how she has really utilized this idea of multiple access points for a program that she's just created. So, Linda, without any further ado, can you tell us a little bit more about you, and really, what are you doing right now to help us understand what I've been kind of, babbling about here for the last few minutes, and how does this actually physically look in your world?
Okay, I'd love to. So, first of all, I am a counselor and I work or specialize with couples. So, with couples work is basically what I do. And I've been doing that for more than 20 years. So, it's been a face-to-face kind of counseling where you would normally, lots of you, I'm sure, have been to a counselor and you do that face-to-face thing in the room. What I had noticed over time was that sometimes when things needed to happen between sessions, it was difficult to make it happen for certain people. So I started, and for me too, after 20 years, I thought I'd like to try a little bit on the internet, because people, they love that. And then that moved into a time when I had the opportunity to work with Marusha. So therefore, she was doing a mobile course, and I thought, oh my goodness. And by the way, I am not technical. So Marusha took me on anyway. And I did actually manage to, with her instruction, and this is an example, I think, of myself as an example. I wouldn't have been able to do it without the instruction, which I received on the internet, and then lines were open that we could ask questions after. So then I could go away, try it, come back with my set of questions, and also we had a Facebook group. So there was another piece. And so together, with Marusha's help, I managed to actually put together a beta group, and it was really fun, and it worked. It worked, well, there were a couple of glitches, which is wonderful, because then you learn, and now I'm on to something new. So what I've been doing in the last while is I have a blog, and I keep that up regularly. And I've recently started a Facebook business page. But the blog and other things that I have done, I noticed that basically women sign up for them, right? It's not like men do that. And in particular, the program that I'm thinking about today is I've started a program called 6 Weeks to a More Romantic Relationship. And it's particularly for men. And I noticed that in my blog, it's mostly women. It's mostly women who connect when I am writing a newsletter. It's mostly women who want to receive that. But when I was in my private practice and men wanted to practice something like being more romantic, they wanted to either call me and leave a message on my voicemail or something for accountability. So when Marusha introduced this idea to me, I thought this would be great. So I put together this program, and I have it working on, I used Signal, which Marusha, that's what we used together. So
and let me just let them know, Signal is a text marketing and email system to get your messages out there.
Yes.
An autoresponder type of thing.
Yes. So I used that, and I have made it so that people can choose two ways. The men can choose two ways. One is email, and one is push notifications or texts. So one is extremely brief because you have to have it, I think it's under 160 characters.
Mm.
And the other is through email. And the way that it works is 3 times a week they get 2 hints of possibilities for them to make a romantic gesture in their relationship. So, and I have tried it out with 2 guys, and they're absolutely thrilled. And really, their relationship has changed so much for the better as they report to me. So, I think that, and when I asked guys as they would come through as couples, if I did something like this, which would you choose? And many of them would choose the mobile.
Huh.
So the way that I've set it up is the education part of it. As soon as you sign up, there's an education piece. So if you're a reader and want a little more education, then you get to have that part, and then you can you don't have to do that part if you don't want to. And then you choose either your mobile or mobile text or emails, and you can do either one. So that's sort of the way that I have done it, and I took it. I am, having it ready for fun for tomorrow for Valentine's Day. Of course, it's a year-long type of program, but it goes for 6 weeks at a time,
Mm.
and so I managed to get it ready for Valentine's Day. So that's fun.
Great. I love it. Thank you so much for giving us an overview of what you're doing. And I want to see if we can clarify a couple things also
Yes.
for our audience,
Yeah.
because it's a concept that really no one is using, right? Not many people. I rarely have seen it. And there's a few of the students that are now implementing it just as you are. And so it's been fun to kind of watch. And actually next week, in the next Captivate Your Clients, we're going to connect with another one of the students, Sarah Avent Stover,
Oh,
and how she's been
excellent.
using it in her business as well, for another product. And so you guys, audience, you guys can have now 2 examples as how this is working. But I want to hear a little bit more about so someone comes in and they read your education, and that's part of what you call your sales letter, if you will, right?
Oh no,
No,
sorry.
okay,
That's after you've signed up. So
okay.
there's a sales letter first. So that is in a number of places. So it's on my blog, it's on my regular website, it's on Facebook. And when you decide that you're going to do it, then you are directed to for more information would
Okay.
be my sales page.
Okay.
When you sign up, then you go directly to an education page, and it talks about things like languages of love. It
Mm,
tells you the ways that you can, because I guess one of my goals is to be able to help people to change, and so to develop a romantic mindset. So many guys will say things like, well, I want to do it, I just don't know how,
yeah.
right? And so, or I don't think about it, or it's not part of my mindset in a day, or whatever they
Mm,
say to me. So part of that education, so that part is on there. So talking a little bit about languages of love, and apparently that was on Oprah the other day.
huh.
Chapman was on there, that book, Five Languages of
Oh,
Love, that I really recommend.
love it.
Anyway, so that sort of education is on there. Things like having a journal beside your partner's bed, and you write in it with at different times without them knowing, and they can open it up and peek inside and see what you've written. You do it maybe twice a week, and then I give a whole education on how you can go about looking for characteristics in your partner to love about them. And
Oh.
so that changes then their whole mindset. A guy last night can hardly wait to get it today. He said, I'm ordering it tomorrow as soon
Mm.
as it comes out, because he said, I can't figure out what to say. All I can say is I love you. I don't know how to put those other things into words. So and it's non-threatening in that you can write it down rather than trying to say it at first, and soon it becomes part of your language. So that education piece is there, and
Mm.
then from there, at the bottom of that, then you're going to choose. You're going to say, you know what? I think I want to have the sort of longer word version. And it may even be a function of age, I wonder. You know,
Mm.
like the guy last night, I'm pretty sure he's going to say emails. He's not going to say iPhone, because you know how you use the word you and
Mm-hmm.
the word and the symbol for four, and everything is condensed, right?
Right.
That was hard for me to figure out itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, it's been a lovely learning curve.
That's wonderful. So that's really helpful. So what she's done, so what I'm hearing, just so I can
Yeah.
clarify, is that you have this, that you have education. So they buy the, they choose to partner with you, and they
Yes.
you know, it's something like it's 1995 right now, right, for that
Yes.
6 week course, right?
Yes.
So they purchase that, and then they go into, once they purchase, they have education, and then
Yes.
it's kind of like choose your own adventure for the next
Yes.
6 weeks, right?
Exactly.
So they can
I
have
call it the journey, right?
a
Choose your
journey.
journey. Yes.
Love it. Love it. And so now they have the opportunity, as you mentioned, to have it in email or in text form. Thank you for sharing that. So, so with that, you know, we talked about, and I'd love for you to test that and kind of share that back with us if that works. Is that, you know, how many and what are the demographics of those who chose email versus those who chose text marketing or the text platform instead? Because that would just be fascinating to know, you know, for you, as well as, you know, in terms of your own, like if you want to reach men age 45 and through 60, and you find that most of them are, you know, over email, then it might be important to think about that for future courses. But if there's a majority of them, as you find, that are in the text marketing space, then obviously that is something to kind of note as well. Yeah, that's great.
And then at the end,
Uh
I've
huh.
given them a bonus,
Okay.
right? So that's a different modality. So they get
Yeah.
and also to encourage them to continue. So those who actually complete, it's like a graduation present. So so there's a bonus at the end, and they get an ebook that gives them lots of ideas for dates,
Mm,
so that they can inexpensive dates and fun different kinds of dates. So
that's great.
for them to be able to continue on. And in that, I've asked them to, I haven't put this part together because it's a whole 6 weeks away. So
Mm.
um, I want to ask them some questions so that I can tell,
Hmm.
like, you know, would you make this shorter? Would you make it longer? What else would you like? And also sort of maybe get some testimonials from that
Mm.
to be able to encourage other men. So that's what I have done to sort of finish it off. So that in itself, an ebook is another. So some people won't want that ebook,
Hmm.
right? So even if they finish their, you know, they don't want the ebook. So
And they
yeah,
might want it in another format. So another part of that
yeah,
might be asking them, hey, in the future, maybe it's an ebook for now, but in the future, as you continue to build on this course, you know,
yes,
you can get that feedback from the men. You know,
yes, for
that's
sure,
great. That's
yeah.
great. Now, just to confirm, also, when tell me a little bit more about what you put into the texts. Are they just like mini prompts, like a question, or take your wife here this week, or like that, or does it have a link to the longer text on a part of your website?
Um, no, it is just the short form text, and
Okay.
it is things like, you know, I'm surprised the amount that I got on there. So trust me, it looks pretty funny. So say buy a fortune cookie, use tweezers, take the paper out, put your own little message, love message inside.
Oh.
And I've already taught them how to make love messages in the, so that might be one. And then I give them one more. So at the beginning, I'm starting out with less risk, right?
Ah.
So, because some relationships, you know, that I've seen, say, this week, it would be very hard for them to do something face to face at the beginning because their relationship is in disrepair.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll start out with non risk and then move to riskier things that are more face to face, that are telling people, you know, how much they love them to their face rather than in these little notes or those kinds of things. So, and there are two. One might be more expensive. And as I say in the educational part, these are only to spark your imagination to move
Mm,
to whatever works for you and your partners. So,
that's
yeah.
fantastic.
Hmm.
Linda,
It was
this,
very fun to do.
oh, I'm
Very
so
fun
glad
for you
I
to
can,
make it all up.
you know what's so great, and this is an aside to the actual strategy, but
Hmm.
as I'm watching your face, you're lighting up because you're trying something also that is expanding your ability to reach more people in a way that works, and
Hmm.
it's a passion of yours. I mean, I've known that now for almost a year,
Hmm.
and it's really fun for me to watch and see what the next step is for you. How this is going to continue to unfold and unravel as you
Hmm.
continue to connect outside of the face-to-face
Hmm.
experience with your clients. So
Yes.
I so appreciate you being here with us, giving us insight as to being in the moment, like
Hmm.
right now you're doing this.
Yes.
And I would love to find ways, find out how, folks who are watching who are kind of like, I want to see what Linda's doing, whether from a marketing perspective and like a product development perspective, or because they really need this. Men.
Hmm.
Um, so how can they continue to connect with you and check out what it is that you are doing with this product, since this is launch day for you as
It
this
is.
episode comes out?
Yes, it is. So, the way that they can do that is to go to my Healthier Marriages blog. So it's www.healthiermarriages.com.
Okay.
And you can, if you there's a little button on the side, so you can put your name and your email address, and then you'll be taken directly to for more information or sales page. So you can look through that and just see what that looks like for you. And I would encourage you to go for it. And of course, for those of you who are not actually signing up, you can just unsubscribe quickly, and you won't be getting any other information from me. But I want you to be able to experience the sales page, and I'd love your feedback. If there's a contact me on the Healthier Marriages page, so if you want to tell me, it would have been better if you did this, I'm all open to that. So please feel free to connect with me.
Awesome. Linda, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we close for today?
Well, I'd like to add that if you want an adventure, you need to take that course from Marusha because it's been an adventure for me and been very fun. And I look forward to continuing and trying out new things. It really adds a zest to the passion that you already have. So I would encourage you to go for that. Those of you who are in this business and would like a new adventure, it's a great idea.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And right now, folks, if you're interested in that course, I haven't booked it on the calendar in terms of when we would relaunch, but I'd like to hear if that is something you're interested in. We can definitely. I'll get your feedback and we can create the course for you. So. Linda, thank you again for your time. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to keeping connected and seeing your results as this goes on.
For sure. Thanks, Musha.
Bye for now. And
Bye.
and for those who are here in the audience, again, thank you so much for your time today. And we'll be back next week with part 2 of understanding how to engage using the mobile platform as one of the multiple access points with your audience. Can't wait to see you then. Bye for now.